with it.
That was one of the things I thought was funniest about the conversation we had last night was when I think James and I are both in like a very conservative Twitter algorithm, and Colin's obviously in like a very woke liberal algorithm, which is like a hilarious dichotomy of like the difference between like what we have going on there. 'Cause I did not expect that. But you were like, hey, I feel like Twitter is like super left leaning. I'm like, bro, I feel like I see right wing propaganda like all day.
Me too.
Well, to be clear, I see all of that as well. I just know that Twitter on a whole is very, very left, right? Okay. Like the entire leadership team that got ousted was there, like putting moderation bots in place that like kept out the right and let the insane liberals,
well, certainly didn't keep out the right that we have engaged with here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I'm actually all over the place. My timeline is goes both ways. Neither of them good.
Mostly Taylor Lorenz, some light Andrew Tate. I do want to call out that Colin posted like a full Andrew Tate video on Twitter today, and he was like, "I lost 35 followers. Like, how could that be?"
No. To be clear, I was like, and I lost 35 followers. Like, I'm trying to filter people out. I was doing that all weekend. People out there are going to unfollow you for posting a full length Andrew Tate video, because I feel like you might actually be losing people that you may want to retain. No, I don't. I mean,
you got to call the herd. I think to
only the Hustlers University graduates.
I think that video is insane and very interesting. And like, I think anybody that's like so caught up in what something's political stance is that they can't like watch it objectively can definitely leave.
To go along with that,
I'm super liberal, right? Like, and that video is insane and really impressive and worth watching.
And to be clear to the listeners, there's the spectrum that is Builders Build. Is Colin is far left. I'm moderate, possibly lean right. and then as we go to the other far,
it is what it is. Like, as far as the spectrum, that is
sort
correct.
Of, I do think that
sadly,
is the spectrum,
but it is
right?
what it is. Yeah.
And Oren just like.
I'm not like overthrow the Capitol right, but I'm definitely like we're voting conservative. We own firearms. It's a
for sure.
Protect Israel.
I mean, while we're talking about this, which we should effectively never do.
The title of this episode is going to be "This is the pod that got us canceled."
Seriously, I'm extremely liberal, and it seems like I will probably vote Republican henceforth.
That is beautiful, brother. We call that a false flag.
I did not vote like a week ago in our elections because it's a bunch of fucking idiots. Like I couldn't bring myself to like fill in the fucking Scantron.
Hey, look, and after everything you went through on that ranch with your bros that one time, are you allowed to vote still? Or is that a separate? That was the invitational golf thing, right? It's world building. All right.
It was the FBI raid that revoked my voting
classic. It was a standoff at the Letterman Ranch.
Yeah, have we done that on the pod? We could do that.
We did. We had the whole.
That
was a whole. We lost track of so many pods. It's funny. You guys get the same messages where someone's like, "I'm really digging it." You know, like I've been, season 3, like this is great, and then all of our responses are always like, "God, just wait, it gets a lot worse." And then what was it? James got the message where the guy's like, "I really love the new format." Like the guy's basically like, "It's really unplanned. It's like you guys aren't trying at all."
Well, I think what's frustrating about all of it is that we've done so many different kinds of structures. That like people will be like, "Oh, this is the style I like," right? So there's like everyone.
Yeah, we're like, hey, guess what? I got a big fuck you for you coming in about 2 weeks.
There's something for everybody, or not.
Yeah, but it is true. Chad is our highest performing pod to date, so thanks to Chad for coming on. Shout out to God.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, how could it not be? How could Chad not be the highest? What I'm surprised is that I think that day or that night, that morning, remember Chad had to go with Wes to a Rick Caruso fundraising DJ event, and my boy Rick Caruso lost. And so what it's
is Diplo's endorsement fallen? Like
you tell me that Diplo does not have political sway in Los Angeles when he DJs.
Quick chat update. Today's the 21st that we're recording this. Chad yesterday got word he's going to Qatar for the World Cup. He is
saw him on the jet. Well, it was a commercial jet, but I did see him hop on it.
Yeah, he's probably one of the. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, he's probably one of the few people there that has a hotel room.
I heard. Did you see the barracks that they have for all the people that's in there? Yeah,
and I heard.
Festival shit, bro.
I heard something that something like 3,000 people died building the stadium, and there's like a huge cover up around it.
Yeah, I'm sure that is a understatement because it is built off slave labor, like most of the Middle East. But we're not going to get into that here.
I'll tell you when I lived in Kuala Lumpur. So we this is definitely
so many lives. James has lived so many lives.
I thought we were trying to get the Saudi checks. James was trying to raise a Saudi content fund.
That's what I'm trying to do, because actually most of Malaysia is like Saudi money, right? And it's but they have these like boats where basically they take these indentured servants from like the Bengal coast. They're slaves, right? But they take their passport and then they basically say like, okay, like you're going to work, we'll hold your passport. You owe us $100 a month for your bed, but we pay you $80 a month for labor. I mean, it's really just like horrific, monstrous stuff. And then they drop half of them off in Bangkok and half of them off in Kuala Lumpur. And I used to live in this area called Bangsar South, which is like basically what they do. So like in New York, where I grew up, like there's projects like in really nice neighborhoods because they can't just tear down low income housing and move them out. That is not true in Malaysia. They're like, oh, you don't live here anymore. And so they take these like slummy neighborhoods and then developers rename them. Mine was Bangsar South, and they built a bunch of nice buildings. Anyway, I lived like right next to where they're building the Ritz-Carlton. And so like during the day, you'd see all those people working, and they'd be coming out of shipping containers where they were sleeping. And anyway, it seemed kind of sketchy and odd. But anyway, I went to the 7-Eleven at 2 o'clock in the morning one time, and I see a bunch of kids leaving the construction site, going into 7-Eleven and putting their money together to buy a snack. And I realized they have the kids work at night so that no one can see that they have like literally like 9-year-old and 8-year-old children building like luxury hotels in Southeast Asia. And so anyway, that was the first time I saw in my life. Well, I would
thanks, Obama. Yeah.
Real
can you like break down the complex geopolitical time of the 70s, 80s, and 90s that led to this?
Well, I can't.
I'm reading American Capitalism right now, which touches on this, especially on the Soviet dynamic.
Okay. Well,
pray tell, my friend.
I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. Okay. I'm only reading it. I'm
reading
not
a book
learning
about ships, actually.
Anyway,
what else is going on? James and I went to Complex Con. You know, we just in the flesh.
Oh, I was gonna say we missed someone. You're gonna say we saw someone in the flesh.
No, I was gonna say we got to see in the flesh what's happening in the culture, but we did miss Kanye West. I will say that he waited for us to clear out because of the crowd following us before he came in. It's kind of like a Trump not coming back to Twitter because of Elon shows now scenario. Mm-hmm. Like Kanye couldn't enter the building while James and I were still holding court.
It was too much. Too much is like too like not that we're the same energy, but you can't occupy the same space,
but
right?
Combined, like titans of industry.
Too much. Too much. But Oren, you did some of that video of what total sheer chaos.
Doesn't that video start with like it's like a pregnant woman gets like pushed into the display?
Colin, if not, Oren said to Colin, but it's like literally just like Kanye walking through Complex Con and like his security guards all around him, and like people like trying to take photos, but just like this woman just like getting knocked. It's just wild. it's just so wild because the fact that he can be such a polarizing figure. And then just decide to just be like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just going to go like cause chaos. And actually on the way there's a Pusha T album called Daytona that is like my favorite Pusha T album, I think. And there's a track on it that has Kanye on it. And literally I was listening on the way there and Kanye says, am I too complex for Complex Con? And I guess he's not too complex for Complex Con.
Not today.
And so what would you name your top 3 Pusha T songs just for the audience to
know? Santeria.
Oh, let's go.
Daytona, and then probably Keys Open Doors, but that's clips, I think. But does that count?
That's good data. 100%. That's fine. That's all good. You are in the. Let's go, brother. And yeah, by listenership, if you aren't aware of the artist known as Pusha T, if all you listen to is Yeet, we.
Yo, while we're talking Pusha, one of my favorite song off his new album is what the hell is it? Let the smokers shine the coops. Highly recommended.
Coops.
Absolute.
I'll push it in the whip tomorrow.
It's a big one.
Push it in the car tomorrow.
Yo, have you considered bringing Letterman full circle back to like a music aggregation platform?
You will not be surprised. No, I have. Yo, I was looking. Is this that podcast? When is this going to come out?
I don't know. It can come out whenever we want. So we're in charge of that.
I was just reminiscing on the fact that I registered the Letterman domain, I think 12 or 13 years ago. And so my inbox, that is my work inbox and has been for 5 or 6 years, has actually been my inbox for like 12 years. There's way too much life in that Letterman email. We can do a whole pod on that though. This is probably not the one.
Do you have the .com?
Yeah.
How many 4-letter .coms do you have, dog? That's like
It's a 5.
retirement.
It's 5.
Oh, it's a 5?
It's 5.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
5 is still impressive.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, well,
5 is
12
still
years ago.
impressive.
Yeah, if someone wants to make a bid on Letterman.com, contact Chad. Is that how this works?
Yeah,
At this point?
yeah.
Shout out to my old partner who has markets.com now without the vowels,
Ooh.
which is a great domain. MRKTS.
Oh, without
markets.
the vowels.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I mean, you're the king of without the vowels.
As one of the early innovators of no vowels, it fucking sucks.
There's no vowel
Spell that for me.
Yeah.
What's happening in the world? What else is happening in news?
You got a G-Wagon.
Oh,
G-Wagon.
this is definitely true.
Oh, that is news.
I feel like for the team, that's big news. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's been half our group chat for sure. And it's definitely been inspirational. You know what I mean?
It
I
is
legitimately
inspirational.
I'm like, I wrote it in the other day. It's hot. It's real. I can attest. It's real.
I would like to say, I did it purely for inspirational purposes, so that's great. I want the youth to look out and say, oh, if I continue to send bad tweets and TikToks on the internet, this is what comes of it, without anything else in the background playing a part in the role.
Can I be honest with you? I think that probably half of the people that have bought G-Wagons in the past 5 years
TikTok
did it in the same way, from sending mediocre tweets and from mediocre TikToks, right? I feel like the G-Wagon industry has been propped up from Russell
Which
Brunson's
makes sense, because
hard
when I
work.
looked at the vanity plates, you know what I'm saying, I looked at funnels, I looked at ETH, I looked at, you know what I'm saying,
was funnels available?
Markets, no, funnels
Was valuable?
funnels, no vowels, we got nothing, 8 letters. Sadly.
What does Dennis
and,
have? Dennis has VC, right?
Yeah, but Texas is easy because like,
Nobody
it's like the things they're taking are like, Job 316.
Guns in ammo. Yeah.
Just ammo would be hot, but there's no vanity plates available. Yeah, sadly.
Yo. Speaking of which, do you guys know that the NRA, or the first NRA? I'm unclear on this, but the NRA was previously like an antitrust organization. Like,
sorry, there's the National Rifle Association and there's a National Remembrance Association, which is just people who remember things that happened in the past. I think you might be thinking about the former.
No.
I'm just joking.
Like,
that's nothing.
Totally serious though. Like, was that NRA, did it turn into the gun people, or was it just a different association altogether?
Wait, I know one of them was like a knitting group at the beginning.
The Sugar Institute case? Is this where you're
Operation Paperclip?
Is this turning into the Joe Rogan Experience really quickly?
God
Or
damn.
just like Operation Paper? I feel like everything on Joe Rogan is about Operation Paperclip. You know what I mean? Just really quickly go down that rabbit hole.
I just want to give a quick update from Portland. Sauna is excellent. I've now transitioned into like a, not every day, but probably 3 to 4 times a week sauna user, and
Game changer.
highly recommend.
Has it made your bones stronger?
Uh,
I'm just kidding. What are the benefits that?
So I don't want to
name for
flex.
listenership.
I don't know.
I don't have an
It's just
at-home
good.
sauna. I don't have an at-home sauna, but
you have an in-gym sauna.
I do have an in-gym sauna. I hit that in-gym sauna. Like, I do 5 to 10 minutes after every workout every day. And it actually is one of the things you get so used to that now it's just like, if I went to another gym, I'd be like, man, this sucks. There's no sauna here.
right.
Kind of just,
Right.
And
I've been trying to-
as someone who no longer has the gym, I do feel like if you were living a life of excess, say you did want to own your own G-Wagon, really just cancel the Equinox All Clubs membership and you're like a third of the way there. And so
that's simple. That's simple.
all right, should we exit the part of the pod where we banter and enter to the part of the pod where there's the alpha?
Phase 2 begins.
Alpha drop.
No. What are we talking about today?
You want to start the recording and then we'll